So I wanted to film my quick thoughts on Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Now, this game, or sorry, this anime was born from a game that has a lot of controversy. Let's be honest here. Cyberpunk 2077 has a lot of controversy surrounding it. The fact that it wasn't really done when it came out.
What?
There's a bunch of stuff. There's a lot behind it. And so I tried to put that aside when I was watching this. And man, am I glad I did. This show is phenomenal. I love it. As far as animes go, it's gotta be one of my favorites. I know that sounds crazy. It's only 10 episodes, but the story told here is so awesome. It essentially surrounds David, the main character you're going to see right here. And his mother is basically doing whatever she can, whether that be working some shady jobs, whatever, to make ends meet for him so that he can go to a good school and become a corpo, basically, which, if you already know, in the Cyberpunk universe, it's set in the future, and everybody is poor as shit, unless you were born rich or you're a criminal. It's one of those two things. It centers around David and his journey. So essentially, this kid's kind of a bit of a troublemaker, as mom's like the hardworking mother. And after some things happen, basically something happens in David's life. A couple things happen in the first episode, and he basically decides a life of crime is more for him, and that's the only way to get up in the world. It's kind of how he acts like, which leads him to meet somebody named Lucy, which is my other favorite character in the show. Basically a pickpocket, essentially, who teaches him the ways of edge running and stuff like that. And involves David joining up with another crew with several cast of characters, such as Maine and some others. And it's just a wonderful series. They take him on as one of their own, and things spiral out of control from beyond that. Now, I think what I really like about this show is it's not afraid to tackle heavy stuff. There is zero breaks on this show. It is not afraid to tackle some very difficult topics, and it really does it quite well. Like, it shows what it's really like for those at the bottom in this world, and it's a lot. It's a lot for people to deal with. And then it also shows how bad people want to be at the top. You know what I mean? And so I think for this kind of show, it reminds me mostly of Ghost in the Shell. It even has one particular scene in the last episode. Yeah, in the last episode, one particular shot that is extremely reminiscent of Ghost in the Shell. So you can tell that they know that. They're aware, and I honestly want to see more. I hope there's another spin-off or something to it. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but it's a very gory show. There's a lot of blood in it. There's a lot of killing. There's a lot of there's nudity. There's a lot of things there that really make it well, not only not child appropriate, but also realistic in a lot of ways, as realistic as an anime can be. It also deals with the concept of becoming a cyber psycho, which is, in the Cyberpunk universe, for those of you who don't know, becoming a cyber psycho basically means that you've replaced too much of your organic body with metallic replacements or augments or cyber enhancements, whatever you want to call them. So, like, as you progress down this path and replace more of your body with robotic enhancements and stuff, the less you become, and eventually you kind of just lose it, because the mind is not meant to handle that to an extent. And so I like how the series portrays that, because the game didn't really do that very much. It talked about it, it discussed it, but it didn't really show it very much. And this shows it in two different instances. One towards the middle of the show and one towards the end. And it's just, I cannot explain enough how good this show is. I'm trying to think of things wrong with it. It's very emotional. It has a lot of really interesting themes like love, loss, grieving, or grief, sorry, not grieving, but also hope a little bit. It's a very tragic show, I will admit. It's tragic. Don't expect something happy going into this. One of those tracks I've had stuck in my head for like the last 3 days since I watched it. And it's just cool. Just watch it. It really is good. It's only 10 episodes. They're 25 minutes apiece. It's very much worth your time. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm trying to think of a reason not to give this a 10. Because I really got to nitpick here to do that. The only thing I can really think of is episode 7. Episode 6 is a fucking banger. But episode 7 pulls you out just a tiny bit to where it's not quite a 10. So that's all I can really think of, though, honestly. But even then, it's not enough to be a bad episode. It's still a really good one. So I think I'm going to go with a 9. This is a 9 out of 10 show. It really is a fantastic anime, and I want to see more in this universe. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts.